Hey, my name's Tom. Welcome to Daily Patterns. Today we're reading together Genesis chapter 49. I don't know whether you've ever met somebody who it feels like they can see a whole lot more about you than what you've ever told them. I remember some years ago I was travelling with a friend of mine and we met a pastor called Alex and he invited us over for the evening, never met him. And as he was talking to me, I was filled with a kind of holy or maybe unholy terror of thinking, oh my goodness, I think this man can see all kinds of things about me. Oh God, please don't show all my weaknesses. And as we were talking, it became apparent that he felt God was showing him things about my future. And we call this ability to see a fraction of what God sees and speak it out prophecy. And actually in the years that have followed, so much of what he said has already happened. It was actually just a wonderful blessing to meet the guy. But we see in Genesis chapter 49 today, Jacob doing something similar. He is seeing some of what God sees in the future and speaking it out over his sons. And some of it is positive and some of it is not, because some of it is a consequence of some of the very poor choices that they've made in the past. But I want to just zoom in on what he has to say to his son Judah, because what he says to Judah is actually part of the story that we are now part of today. Because he says about Judah that Judah will be a leader among his brothers. We can see that in verse 8 where he says, Judah, your brothers will praise you. Judah has a specific role in leadership. And in verse 10, it tells us the scepter, the sign of ruling, the symbol of ruling, will not depart from Judah, nor will the ruler's staff from between his feet, until he to whom it belongs shall come, and the obedience of the nations shall be his. I don't know if you've ever read any of the New Testament of the Bible, but twice in the New Testament it gives us a great long list of Jesus' family tree. And you can think as you read that, why is this in the Bible? It doesn't really seem to speak to me. But the more you dive into it, the more it has to say. And you can see in the New Testament, in both Matthew and Luke, that when you trace Jesus' mother's family tree back, and when you trace his stepdad Joseph's family tree back, both of them come from the tribe of Judah. So all this time beforehand, right at the beginning of the Bible, God has got Jesus coming to save us in mind. And he uses Jacob to prophesy this. In this set of prophecies, of blessings and judgments, hundreds and hundreds of years before Jesus' arrival, Jesus coming to save us from the judgment which we bring on ourselves, to save us from the foolish choices that we have made, that we may still yet make. Jesus coming was planned, was prophesied, was foretold right back at the beginning of the Bible. That's hope for us today. Jesus coming wasn't a last minute intervention, but it was God's plan for us right from the beginning to send his son because he loves us, because there is hope for everyone who puts their hope in Jesus. God bless you guys. Have a great day. Lots of love. Bye for now.